Good afternoon, everyone. Dateline Tuesday News. The big story in the day's Florida news picture is the successful settlement of the touchy race problem at Delray Beach. Delray City Commission and Negro leaders came to an agreement last night, ending 45 days of tension in that resort community. WTVJ News for the past several days has had a news crew at Delray Beach doing a thorough investigative report. It was in the course of obtaining that report that WTVJ's news director, Ralph Rennick, came to play quite a part in the racial settlement. To give you the entire story, let's go back to the very beginning. Delray Beach is located 50 miles north of Miami. U.S. Highway number 1 bisects the city. For years, Delray has been the home of winter polo in America. The showcase for the city is its public beach, a mile-long stretch on the Atlantic, which for years has provided visitors and residents with pleasant bathing facilities. Unlike some other oceanfront communities, Delray has set aside two-thirds of its beach area for public use. Until a few years ago, when full-scale development of oceanfront property began in southern Palm Beach County, Negro residents of Delray went swimming almost at will in the ocean, although mostly at isolated spots. There were never any incidents. Gradually, the availability of those stretches to Negroes ended. Delray's municipal beach was being used by whites. In the fall of 1953, the city was asked by the Negro population to provide them a beach. Early the next year, the city negotiated for the $30,000 purchase of a 100-foot stretch at Ocean Ridge, an all-white community 4 miles north of Delray. Negro efforts to use this beach did not prove successful. Physically, the strip was small, undeveloped. Adequate parking space wasn't available. The white population of Ocean Ridge did not particularly welcome their presence. Thus, the Negroes refused to use the 100-foot strip. The Negroes then asked the City Commission again to obtain a more suitable beach. The city said it was unable to purchase any property such as this undeveloped beachfront land. The property owners were reluctant to sell. Nearby communities didn't want Delray's Negroes swimming on their beachfront. A deflation of adjoining property values was one reason cited. With no beach purchase forthcoming, 9 Negroes in February of last year asked the district federal court to force the city to open the municipal beach to Negroes. During the July 4th holiday period last year, several Negroes went swimming at municipal beach. Delray has a public pool for whites. Last September, the City Commission provided $68,000 in the fiscal budget for a Negro swimming pool to be financed by a 1 mil tax. The letting of contracts, though, was delayed. Meanwhile, the suit in federal court came up on May 15th of this year. City Commissioner Catherine Strong told the court Negroes had always been welcome to use the beach. The city admitted it had no law on the books barring Negroes from the beach. Legally, there was no case. Judge Emmett Schultz dismissed the suit. 1 week later, there was trouble on the southern end of Delray's municipal beach. First, a group of Negroes showed up. Several plunged into the water, went swimming. Next on the scene, a group of white teenagers. Words exchanged between the two groups indicated violent action might well develop. With tempers reaching a boiling point, Delray Police Chief R.C. Croft and 2 policemen arrived on the scene. Croft asked the white and Negro groups to clear the beach, and they complied. The following day, 4 of the 5 members of the City Commission gathered in special session. The commission blamed non-resident Negroes for the beach invasion, said racial tension had increased to the point where a commissioner's life had been threatened. Citing the city's police powers, the commission passed an emergency ordinance banning Negroes from the municipal beach and pools. That ordinance, number 326, is still on the books. 2 days later, the same commission majority passed another emergency ordinance. This law gave police the authority to search and seize weapons in vehicles. The next Sunday, an assortment of knives, machetes, and guns, none of them new, were seized by the police. The roadblocks were thrown up for 1 day only. Police Chief Croft said the ordinance hadn't been utilized since it's also still on the books. Then, on June 5th, came the final action in the widening rift between the two races. The Commission adopted the so-called exclusion resolution, directing the city attorney to proceed with having a state law passed excluding the Negro section from the city limits of Delray Beach. This was an unprecedented action, one which shocked the Negroes of Delray despite the fact that the proposition would probably never clear the numerous hurdles necessary before it finally became a law. Throughout this recent period under dispute, the 3,000 and plus Negroes have spoken to an organization called the Delray Beach Civic League. The league was formed to get out the vote. Some election days, as many as 65% of the registered Negroes cast their ballots. the League has been trying to effect some solution to the racial problem. Last Friday, News Director Rennick requested a meeting with the League spokesman so that the Negro's position could be made clear. At that session were an auto trimmer, 2 insurance salesmen, a dry cleaner, 2 teachers, and a gardener. To get to the heart of the problem, 2 questions were put to the group.
Gentlemen, am I correct in stating that the Civic League is authorized to speak for the majority of the Negro residents of Delray Beach? Is that right? Well, let me ask George McKay, who is the chief officer of the Civic League here tonight, if you will state what the Negroes believe should be done by the city to bring about a settlement to this problem.
Well, Mr. Rennick, I think the problem can be solved. The city will provide a beach located between the limits of the city of Delray Beach and Boca Raton. They will build the swimming pool immediately, and they will drop the proposed exclusion act.
Osby Youngblood, you're the treasurer of the Civic League. What do you believe is the next step to be taken to evolve a settlement?
I sincerely believe that because of the many problems that have existed, it would be a fine thing for the City Council and the Delray Beach Civic League to meet together and discuss the problems from every angle. Because many of the problems or many misunderstandings have been brought about as a result of our not meeting together, discussing our views together.
Believing that the League was sincere in its desire to meet face-to-face with the City Commission, Rennick went next to the commissioners. They also believed that some settlement could be reached through such an arrangement. Both groups then accepted an invitation to meet last night at 9 p.m. in the commission room of Delray City Hall. Both sides insisted that the session be held before WTVJ news film cameras so that no misunderstanding could arise and so that thousands of persons in South Florida could have the opportunity of witnessing what might be the end to a touchy human relations problem. The 5 commissioners, 4 men and 1 woman, and 5 Civic League representatives sat across the conference table from each other. Reporter Rennick sat at the end of the table to conduct the discussion. Among the first to speak was high school coach and teacher C. Spencer Pompey.
And do not come to this meeting with the idea of trying to pressurize or force, but we want to appeal to your sense of fair play and justice in meeting what we consider to be rather a difficult problem.
The discussion lasted almost 3 hours, and finally an agreement evolved. A 5-member committee would be appointed to investigate ways and means to obtain a Negro ocean beach. The Negro swimming pool would be built immediately. The controversial exclusion resolution would be dropped. Next question, when would this happen?
Now, when would the action take place in regard to this exclusion?
I'll answer that. Mr. Pompey, we'll have our lawyer draw up these facts tonight if you want them, and I'll call a special meeting of the City Commission, drop the Exclusion Act, put the plan through for a swimming pool, and create this beach district committee tonight. It'll take them, where is John Adams? Is he here?
City Attorney John Adams was the one charged with drafting in documentary form the points of agreement. The commission explained Mayor Mike Yargate wanted to sign.
And when Mr. Rennick came to us and suggested something like this, we thought it would be a place where you had not only a tape recording, but a pictorial record of what had transpired. Now, so far, this has moved beautifully. It's more than I ever hoped for. It really is. And I see, honestly, I'm all set to stay here all night if it takes, and have those cameras and that recording machine record this thing through all the way. And then tomorrow you can't come to me and say, well, look, you said you were going to do this, or you were going to say you were going to do that because we haven't any more camera and we haven't got any more tape. Now, I've been in a lot of these things, and I'm misquoted, and they say I'm saying things, and I'm beginning to wonder whether I'm sane or not. And for my own sanity's sake, I'd like to see these cameras here record the whole thing. And I don't think there's anything more important in this town right now than to settle this issue here tonight. And if it takes him an hour to do it, I think we can kill an hour and come back and finish it.
Is there any objection as far as the other side is to drawing up some documents here tonight and finalizing the discussion?
No.
Okay,
With your permission, I'll recess, and if you want to call a special meeting, it's up to you.
Yes, is this still on?
Yes.
Well, I wish I had words at my command that express my thanks to Ralph Rennick and WTVJ Channel 4. I think this meeting tonight is one of the outstanding things that will go down in history as a public service. Here's a profit-making organization that sent a man up to solve a problem that was pretty serious for a community. They came up with their equipment to record a story, and it looks like they've done something that nobody else has been able to do for the last 45 days. Delray Beach will owe Ralph Rennick and Channel 4 a debt of gratitude for a long time. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned. This one.
So may we make a statement as well?
Oh, yeah.
We wish to thank Mr. Rennick and the other people who came out to help him, as well as the City Commission. We are approaching this issue with the single-minded idea of finding a solution that will be happy and satisfying to all of us. And in this solution, we will abide by our agreement, and we hope that sincere and honest efforts will be made by all of us. We feel that it will succeed because all of us will it to succeed, and there should be no need of fearing that will not succeed. And again, we would like to thank the mayor, Mr. Rennick, and everyone else for the confidence that you have shown tonight, and we hope that we will not do anything that will lessen that confidence, and we hope the same will be of you.
Okay, here I go. All right.
Yeah, I'll just sign mine. Because I'm going to be on that committee. And I won't.
Sign them all. So I guess we'll have to have some more pens.
How about some more pens?
More pens.
I've got one here.
The agreement was signed, bringing normalcy finally back to Delray Beach and setting for the nation an excellent example of racial accord.
Thank you. Bob? I think since we've been through an upheaval, there's been a lot of things said, and I think it would be wise for all of us to forget the past and start out tomorrow morning with a new era of good feeling and cooperation, and let's work together and make Delray Beach a bigger and better place to live in. And we can do it if we work together.
That's the Delray story from beginning to end. Both sides should be congratulated. It shows that perhaps wherever difficulties arise, if the opposing factions will meet face to face, it is possible to achieve a solution through compromise and understanding. We'll be back with a look at some other important developments in the day's news after this word from our sponsors.